Hello! I am here to do another tag video, and I will absolutely guarantee you that my iPhone will run out of storage before I finish because I've just waffled for a lifetime on an alternative tag. I am going to do the apocalyptic tag. I was tagged by Ross from Random Horror, who will be joining us for our stream, not this Sunday but the one after, with Horror Miser Monty G, Horrific Nightmares JM, Sean Urshan, Bronco Juggalo. Have I forgotten someone? Movie Massacre unfortunately can't make it. Horror Digest is hosting it. So yeah, really looking forward to that. So, I'll get on with this. This is a post all about the end of the world, the apocalypse. So, number 1. It's your last day on Earth. What would you do? Okay, I thought about this. Being a mum and being sort of in a happy family sort of thing, I would want to spend all those things like partying and like doing drugs or whatever those things may be aren't things that are important to me. They aren't things that I'm not going to try something I've never tried before, like drugs. I'm not going to get drunk because what would you want to forget the last day on Earth? You know what I mean? Maybe you would. I suppose it depends on your level of happiness. I would want to shelter my child from knowing that it was the last day on Earth. I wouldn't want him to know that. I would want to do whatever would be his idea of a perfect day. Just give my child a perfect day doing exactly what he would want to do, because he hasn't had that long on this earth. He's only 7, so you would just want him to experience. If you knew in advance this day is going to be the last day on Earth, take him to Disneyland, take him wherever he wants to go in the world to do whatever he wants to do, would be how I'd want to spend my last day. Sorry for the corny answer, but it's true. Number 2. What is your favourite apocalyptic horror film? Right. Jen's Reviews from the Grave, she said one of mine, which is Here Alone, which I really, really love. I'm not going to go into any detail about the storyline, but it's all centres around a woman who has to learn to toughen up and survive, and I really enjoy that movie. The other one is the obvious one, Dawn of the Dead. Who doesn't love that movie? I had to mention it, so yeah, that's the 2. Number 3. What is your favourite apocalyptic non-horror movie? I actually could find more non-horror movies that I love. I couldn't narrow this down. I've written 3. The first one that came to my mind was Planet of the Apes, purely because of that ending with the Statue of Liberty. It's just incredible. I love it. Another one is a relatively recent one with Steve Carell in, called Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I really liked that as a character piece, just was really nice. Yeah, that one. And the other one is a film that's really unpopular, and I for the life of me don't understand why, is Cloud Atlas. I adore that movie. The quotes in that, just all day long, make me smile. Just some really, really profound quotes in that movie that I love. So yeah, and that's, if I had to pick out of those 3, I'd say Cloud Atlas would be my favourite. Number 4. You are the bringer of the apocalypse. What 4 fictitious horror characters would you make your 4 horsemen? Right. I thought, should I just pick 4 people, or should I try to tie them to the 4? War, famine, oh Jesus, plague or pestilence, and what's the other one? Conquest, is it? Yeah, so I've tried. I have chosen for war Rhodes from Day of the Dead. He's just an awesome character. I absolutely love him because obviously he's a soldier. So yeah, we're putting him in war. For famine, and this doesn't really tie very well, but I'm putting Reverend Kane from Poltergeist 2, who I feel is one of the scariest horror characters ever to grace the screen. I found out watching Drewski McGillicuddy's Poltergeist 2 review. Check it out, the guy's awesome. I didn't know this, but the guy that played Reverend Kane in Poltergeist 2 actually had stomach cancer when he was filming that movie, which explains his appearance. And Drewski said he didn't think that he actually got to see the finished movie because he passed away shortly after the filming. And that actually saddens it a bit for me to know that his appearance was for that reason. But in the movie, as far as I can recall, he takes all his followers like underground, and they're waiting for the end of the world, and he convinces them they're going to be saved. He's a preacher. And do they starve to death? Am I imagining that? That's why I put him with famine, that what his followers went through to follow him. So I think that they had no water, they had no food. He convinced them the end of the world was coming and he was going to save them. So yeah, that one. Plague I have given, for no reason, I couldn't think of anyone for Plague that I really liked, but I'm giving that to Sadako from the original Japanese Ring, because she is just freaky as, and she looks like she's got some form of plague about her. I could have given it to a zombie, I suppose, but I've given it to Sadako because she just looks freaky. Conquest, this is a weird one, this is going to sound really strange, but I have given Conquest to Peter from Dawn of the Dead because I want to see him succeed. I want to see him beat other people. It really hacked me off what happened at the end of that movie. It hacked me off no end. It was effective. I can understand why they did it, but I want to see Peter win, so I'm giving him Conquest. Number 5. Aliens, zombies, machines or nuclear war. Which do you think is most and least likely to happen? Most likely, without getting political, nuclear war. The state of the world at the moment, nothing is... People are just so hungry for power and to appear to be the most powerful and to appear to have the most power that someone someday is going to... Guess what happened? My iPhone filled up. Honest to God. I've only got a iPhone 5S and it frustrates the hell out of me. I need to buy a new video camera. Any suggestions? Something that's not super expensive, but yeah, I need a new video camera. Where did I get to? Was I talking about nuclear war? Most likely nuclear war, least likely zombies. Number 6. If Armageddon happened, would you stay and fight the 7-year battle or earn your place in heaven? I'm going to answer differently to everyone else. Heaven, please. Do you guys know what's due to take part in the 7-year battle? I wish I could say I'd be a hero. I would do everything I could do to get me and my family out of the way. We're due to have another Jewish Holocaust. Do you really want to be around to watch that? There's due to be animal sacrifices are to be entered back in as normal. The war that's to be raged on the earth, and if of course you believe all that, and the state that the world is going to fall to, and the things that you would have to witness in those 7 years. I don't want to be there, guys. I want off-ski. So chicken is going to off-ski. 7. If you lived in a post-apocalyptic future, what would you hang on to remind you of the old world? That's really easy. Photographs. Anyone that knows me will know I am obsessed with photographs. As a baby, I think there's maybe 2 photographs in existence of me as a baby. Same as a child, not that many. Whereas like most other people have got albums full, there's none. The only time in our family photographs were taken would be on holiday on a very special occasion. And when I got old enough, I think when I was 17 or 18, I got my own digital camera. And from that point, I just obsessively take photographs to like store memories of just everything. There's so many photographs of Isaac as a baby and growing up, it's ridiculous. But I want to have those memories. I love to hang on to those memories. I've even got photographs of people that aren't in my life anymore, people that I've maybe had fallings out with. Much to my husband's distress, because he doesn't think you should keep pictures of people that weren't particularly nice or treated you badly, whereas to me, I like to hang on to all my past. It maybe isn't positive, but to me it's my past. It's part of what's made me me, that shaped me as a person. Why would I want to erase something and pretend it didn't exist? So I've got photographs of everyone from my past. So it would be photos for me. Obviously not all of them. It would be photographs of my very close friends and family. That would be it. Number 8. The world is ending. What song would you listen to for the end of the world? I loved Sean Urshan's answer to this. That song is just awesome. His answer was This Is the End by The Doors, which is an incredible song. My song would be one of the few classical songs that I adore and that just gives me goosebumps. I love it. Is Adagio for Strings, which you'll all probably know as being from Platoon. That's where it was played. I think it's Samuel Barber. Let me check. Yep, Samuel Barber's Adagio for Strings. It's just one of the most hauntingly beautiful pieces of music that I've ever heard. I love it. So I would have that playing at the end of the world, because it's peaceful, it's relaxing, and even though everything that's going on around you is atrocious and nasty and horrible, and it almost transports you to another place. When I used to write a lot, I used to write poetry and song lyrics and even to a degree like short stories and novellas, that sort of thing. I always would listen to like a selection of classical music because it's the music that made me feel most inspired to write, and Adagio for strings was always one of those things that just got my brain just working, so I love that track. So yeah, that's my apocalyptic tag. I am not going to tag people in this because most people that I've seen, Jason from Horrific Nightmares has popped up, I've yet to see his. I've watched Jen's from Jen's Review from the Graves, I've watched Sean Ershin's, I've watched Horror Miser Monty G, and I am absolutely sure that within those guys that everyone else will have been tagged. If not, I'll throw a few names out here. If I've double tagged you, then consider yourself doubly doing it. I know Nick's been tagged. I don't know, let me see. I'm really sorry, my mind's has Dave Maggot, have you been tagged? If not, Dave Maggot. My brain's gone blank. Oh, Aaron from Screen Stars. I really love his channel. He just reviews movies and is always spot on with his viewpoints on things. So I'm going to tag Aaron from Screen Stars. I will tag, if he wants to do it, Leo from Geek Legion of Doom. I'm trying to move away from the close knit horror group that we have because most of you guys will be tagged. Last Venom 76, have you been tagged? I'm going to leave it there because my brain's not working. So yeah, I'll leave it there. So thanks to Ross for tagging me from Random Horror. There will be links to the channels I've mentioned below in the description. If I haven't left one, it's because my head's a football. I forget things. So let me know in the comments if I've left out tagging you or someone I've mentioned, and I will get that sorted for you. So I will leave that one there. It's over and out from Lisa Lives.